Hey there, it's Elizabeth, and welcome back to another video in the How to Make a Junk Journal series. Today is the day we're gonna make the cover of the junk journal. Now, I do realize that I do things slightly backwards. I have already made the signatures to go into the junk journal, and I have done all of the sewing of whatever I wanted to add into the signatures prior to binding it in. Now, binding the signatures in will come in the next video of the series, and of course the link will be below to the entire series. It's on a playlist of mine. So this is the book that we're using, and we're gonna go through the entire process. Now, for some of you who have already made journals before, it's gonna be painful. I'm not really sure. Go ahead and feel free to fast forward. That is fine by me, okay? Excuse me. Okay, so this is the book that I'm using, and I'm going to be using probably, I think, this PVA, it's PHPVA. Now, where'd the big bottle go? There we go. There it is, okay? Might be using that, probably using that. I will put the link below. I could be using Aleene's Tacky Glue, which I actually get this at the Dollar Tree, so there's that. And then I'll be using bookbinding tape because I like a black spine, and I do believe, where's my ruler? I do believe that this is, let's get the ruler proper, 3 inches. Yep, 3 inches, okay? And it's black. Again, I like a black spine. So this is going to be my personal journal for 2023. What else? We have a paper cutter, okay? We have an X-Acto knife or some other type of utility knife. We have a trimmer, paper trimmer. We have cardboard for... This is super thick cardboard. I don't even know where I got it from, but we're going to be using this to expand the spine. I have some lovely, I can't tell what color it is here. It's peachy pink, whatever, floral, because I love my flowers. Paper, scrapbook paper. This is just one-sided. It's very thin, and I got it from this pack right here from the Paper Studio. I do believe that was at, the Paper Studio is Hobby Lobby, okay? It was not $22.99. I, of course, bought it when it was on sale. So, let's get started. All right. Now, the first thing that we're going to do is, I do believe, let's move some of this stuff aside. Move it aside. The first thing we have to do is deconstruct this book. Now, I cannot even tell you where I got this. It was at a thrift store, okay? I loved it because of the paper inside, first of all, but then I thought, oh, this is such a beautiful cover because it has the mama reading to the kids and a younger son and an older daughter, and that is... you know, our family. The only one who's missing is Big Handsome. Yeah, because we would always, you know, we had a nighttime routine. Anyway, let's get started, okay? This is the back of the book. I've gutted it, and I've used the pages for other projects, okay? Now, what I need to do is take the spine out, okay? Because typically when I make my books, I expand my spine 2 inches, okay? So I take this existing spine out, all right? So we're just gonna go ahead and do that. Again, this might be painful for some of you, especially those of you who have, you know, already made journals before, but feel free to fast forward, do what you need to do. I'm doing this kind of freehand, like I'm not using a ruler or anything like that. I am just simply taking the back cover and the front cover off of the spine, okay? So I can feel in here, right in here, okay, is where I'm gonna cut, all right? So we'll see. We'll see how it goes, guys. We'll see how it goes. We're all in this together, all right? My blade might not be as sharp as I need it to be. I don't know. Maybe I need one of these. Who knows? I'm not sure, but we're gonna, you know, we're gonna do this together. Again, feel free to fast forward. Now, when I'm cutting this, I'm slightly pushing the top of the blade toward, you know, my hand, which is not probably the best thing, but toward the actual hard cardboard. Okay, now that just went off. That's okay. We're gonna clean it up later, but I'm just going to bring it down like that. And oh, did I forget to mention, behind here is a mat, you know, just a cutting mat. Okay, so let's see if that, okay, there we go. All right, now, there we have it. We're going to probably clean this up. Let's see how we can do that. I don't know. Maybe with some scissors, perhaps. All right. Again, I've already warned you this could be painful. So feel free to fast forward or whatever, you know, whatever you need to do. Okay, so I don't want to cut into the cardboard. I just want to cut the paper off, right? So let's see if we can go at it this way. I just want to cut the paper binding off, all right? And this is just how I do it, okay? You can do it however you want to do it. All this is going to be covered up, so it doesn't matter. All this mess and whatnot doesn't really matter. Okay. Let's see here. There's still a little bit, yep, left on there. And I want to cut it, try to cut it as close as I can. That's why it's nice to use either a very sharp X-Acto or some sort of knife, right? Because all we want is this cardboard, okay? Now, I realize that this is not straight. Doesn't matter, okay? I don't think. I don't know. Maybe it does. I don't know. Maybe you guys that are professional makers of journals can tell me, although I'm seriously doubt you're watching this video. But this is how I do it, okay? So there's the back of it. Now let's cut off the, excuse the reach, the front part, okay? We're gonna try to get it as close as we can to just, all I want is the cardboard, honestly, you know, like I don't want the spine or any of that. So see, that came off rather messily. That's okay. No biggie, no biggie. We're gonna try to do this with this. I don't know. If you press toward the cardboard, like, you know, to the left or toward the cardboard itself, I think it cuts a much straighter line, perhaps. Maybe not. I don't know. See, in here is bookbinding tape, which is what I will be using. Let's get this cleaned out of here. Okay, let's try this again. And so, I mean, you know, it's a good thing they use that, because you don't want your book falling apart. And in this case, this book was not gonna fall apart, okay? All right, we need to cut this part. Come on. Maybe I need sharper blades. I'm not really sure. Oh, there we go. Look at that. That was like butter. Okay, kind of not, but whatever. All right, so now we have, sorry for the noise, the top and the bottom, okay? Or the front and the back, however you want to look at it. Okay, now we're gonna close our, whatever they're called, blades up. Okay, now, this part I do eyeball, all right? So what I do, because the spine needs to be the entire height of the book, okay? So I'm going to take this, and I'm gonna line it up, hopefully. Let's just go like this, shall we? Okay. All right. And we're going to mark it right there, okay? Now, that's gonna be the height of our book. Now I'm gonna take my paper trimmer. I have an old blade in here, so I don't care if I ruin it. This is very thick cardboard. It's probably, let me think, 1/8 of an inch perhaps. So we're gonna have to go over this a few times, okay? All right, and then now, see, it did not go all the way through, but we can bend it, okay? And then we're gonna put it back in the paper trimmer, put it right on that mark, and we're gonna go this way and see if it cuts all, oh, look at that, brilliant. Okay, don't get rid of this, okay? Save it for another spine. You can use it for a little golden book or whatever, okay? So save your bits, all right? Okay, now, that is now, it should be the height of the book. Yes, yes it is. Okay, now we're going to measure 2 inches because I like my spines to be 2 inches, all right? Now, this is an old cutting, an old trimmer, right? But whatever, it still works, okay? It still cuts. I just get new blades. I can't see any of the numbers down here because they've all rubbed off, but that's okay. All right, so 2 inches. All right, and we're gonna cut this. And, okay, if you're wondering where I get my cardboard from, I recycle it, okay? That's where I get it from. I recycle it, and we're gonna put this down here. Okay, yes, I recycle it. Okay, so, there we have it. Okay, so the cardboard can come from cereal boxes. It can come from the backing of sketch pads. It can come from wherever you find cardboard. The only thing you do not want to use is corrugated cardboard, okay? You want, like, this would be more like chipboard, okay? Now, I just made a 2-inch spine, okay? So, let's see here. Let's brush all that off into my lap or onto the floor, whatever. Okay, I'm not really using the grid on my board to do anything, although I suppose I could. I don't know. It's really hard for me to see in this viewfinder because it's dark in my room. All right, so this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 and something, okay? Probably like 3/8 if you ask me. But this is how this book is gonna go, okay? And this cardboard spine, it's actually a bit smaller than this cardboard, all right? So it's thinner, no big deal, all right? But I'm just gonna use these lines here, I guess. And this is how it's gonna look. Okay, it's gonna look like that, sort of, okay? Like that. All right, now, I think what I'm gonna do, I told you this was gonna be painful, so feel free to fast forward if you don't wanna hear me think out loud. All right, I think I'm gonna put the end papers on first, okay? Now, that I'm going to eyeball as well, okay? This is the paper I'm using. I showed you the pad earlier, and what I do is I measure it, I just lay it on top, okay, of the book. I had a pencil. There it is. Oh, excuse me. Okay, and I'm gonna mark it right down here where the old end paper was. Okay, so if you can't see that, let's see. Right? Like I line it up right there at the top, okay? And then I come down here to the bottom, right? And I mark it, okay? So let's do that. And I, bring it over. All right, so I'm gonna cut it right there because I want the end papers to cover the entire surface, okay? I think that's the way I want it to go, yes. Then I bring this over clear to the edge, okay? Clear to the edge, right? And then I mark it this way, okay? So that this paper will fit hopefully exactly where this is, okay? That's the plan. Anyway, that's the plan. Okay, so let's get our paper trimmer out. Now, again, this is just making the cover. Okay, so we're gonna cut it like that. I really hope I did this properly. And I do measure both sides separately, okay? So there is that. Now, this paper right here should fit on this part pretty darn well. All right, pretty darn well. There, see? So you still have like the border, right? Along all the sides, okay? Now, here is the interesting part. Let's see how I'm gonna do this. I think I'm going to use this, which is the PVA neutral, right? I'm also using one of these. This is like a little spatula thing that I got at the Dollar Tree, all right? So we'll see how this works, guys. We're doing this together, all right? This is very wet glue, okay? So we'll see. We shall see together. The paper is super thin, okay? Super thin, but we're gonna see how it goes, okay? So I take my little spatula and I bring it all the way up to the top, try to, right? I might need more glue. I do want a thin layer of glue, okay? Because this is wet glue and it is PVA glue, it has a tendency to bubble, right? That's why you really just want a thin coating, okay? As thin as you can get it. Yeah, so cue some music here or something, okay? Ooh. Yeah. Because, this is like watching paint dry, okay? I'm gonna put a little bit more on there. And I'm trying to be careful, but I'm like a bull in a china shop when it comes to this kind of stuff. Although, remember that show? What was it called? Like Myth or something? Like something Mythbusters. That's what it was. Oh, we used to watch that with our kids all the time. And they actually busted the myth of the bull in the china shop, just saying. Just in case you weren't, in the know. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna put a little more glue and just try to kind of paint this to the edge. Obviously we want everything. It doesn't matter if it gets tacky either. Doesn't matter. We're just gonna try to get the glue everywhere. I hope you guys can see that. But with the glue, because it is so wet, there is a likelihood that it will bubble, okay? You know? I don't know. I don't know. Or you might have to kind of glue it, you know, like make sure that it's down, but then you might have to lift up some corners to glue it or whatever. Okay, so let's see how that works. I don't know. Not really sure. All right, we're gonna line this up exactly where the other end papers were, okay? Let's scooch this. Because it's wet glue, it does give you a little bit of wiggle room, okay? All right, oh my gosh, that went on splendidly. Now, there is some glue ooching out, no big deal. Okay, now I'm gonna take my brayer. Oh my gosh, is that not beautiful or what? Yep, I'm gonna take my brayer and I'm gonna roll it, roly-poly it, right? Oh my gosh, this is so exciting. I know, I have a feeling you guys have been waiting for this part like the entire series, and I'm really sorry. I typically, like I've said, I do my covers last. I generally don't do them first, like I have done them first, but, and I did not ink or anything, okay? Did not ink, nope. Oh, look at that. See? Beautiful. Okay. I feel some crusty stuff on here, but I don't feel, let's just roly-poly it, keep roly-polying it, brayering it, if you want to know the technical term. Yeah, just to make sure it sticks. Oh, I'm loving this so far. I hope you are too, okay? Yep, I'm loving it. Okay, so we're gonna set this just aside, right? So it can dry a little bit. Oh, we need to, okay. So we need to measure the other ones. Now, this is why I do it separately, because no books are created equal and nothing is ever square, okay? So we're gonna take this, and again, we're lining it up with the end papers. What did I call them before? Like fly leaves or something? That was totally wrong. Okay, I'm gonna line them up on the edge right here. Okay, now where did my pencil go? Of course, there it is. All right, and I'm going to mark it right at the end. Okay, right there. And then I'm going to bring it up to the top, right? And make sure it's lined up along that top edge and this edge over here. Let's see here. And that is about where it is. Okay, so now we're gonna take this, our paper trimmer, and I'm so excited to be doing this with you guys. Oh my gosh. It is really fun to make journals. Some are more tedious than others. This one has proven to be tedious, if you ask me, but but it's been fun, and I'm glad you guys are enjoying it. Okay, so this should fit exactly over the end papers that are already here. Yes. Okay, yes. I might need to trim a sliver, just a sliver, which it's not going to matter because it's on the inside. Let's see if we can do this without ruining the paper, because that would really be bad. Ugh, I'm not going to be able to do it. Oh, are you kidding me right now? Yeah, sometimes that occurs. It just does, you know? Let's try to go from this end. Nope. It's like, are you kidding me right now? Okay, we're going to do this the slow way. So inch your way up. What's going on here? I told you it was going to be painful, guys. I told you. And I don't even know. Oh, what is going on here? Why isn't this even budging? Seriously? All right, let's get the scissors out. Okay. We'll see how this works, okay? I don't know. I don't normally do this. Like, I never do this, okay? Just saying. Never. But because it's on the inside, I think, yeah. All right, let's get these bits out of here. All right. Because it's on the inside, it's not going to matter because the tape is going to cover it up, so we're all good. Okay. Yeah, see down here, it's like well off, okay? And see, up at the top and up and down here. Good grief, am I 25 minutes in? Oh, this is going to be a while. All right, so let's just get this on because I don't think it's going to be that big of a deal, okay? We're going to add some of our PVA glue. I'll put the link down below. It is liquidy, you know, which is good for spreading, but yeah. So we're gonna try to get it right to the edge. Doesn't matter if it goes off the edge because it will dry clear. I really do enjoy the PVA glue. It is nice glue. Hope I'm in frame. Yeah, everybody does their journals a different way. Some people don't go through all this hassle that I am going through. But some people do, you know. Just, it all depends on, you know, what you want to do. No big deal. All right, so we're going to get that out of the glue. Okay. And we're going to try to smear this on here evenly. It dries clear, like I said, so it doesn't really make a difference. But you don't want a super thick coating, like all of this. I need to just kind of spread it out, okay? I need to spread it out. Okay. It is getting a little bit tacky, which is fine. The reason you don't want it too thick, like I've said, is because it could bubble. Okay, so if it becomes tacky, it's fine, you know, it's fine. And you don't want bubbles inside, and you know, you want to kind of mash it in there to make sure that it's fully covered. You can use a glue stick, you know, you don't need any special kind of glue. I mean, you know, you can, whatever you use is fine, okay? You can use regular PVA glue like school glue, that's fine too. And like I said, if you need to go back and clean up the edges or whatever, that's fine too, okay? So I'm going to adhere this to the left side of the book and make sure it's covered on the bottom and the left, because the inside does not matter. Okay, now, kind of wish I have a rag here, so we'll just do this and wipe that off, and we'll do this and we'll wipe that off, and we'll do this and we'll wipe that off, okay? And then it's not a wet rag, it's just a dry rag. Okay, now we're gonna take our brayer and we're going to just get the air bubbles out, you know? And by doing it this way, because I'm not covering the front of it, okay? There's no like folding over or anything like that, right? It's just putting paper to paper. So It will all work out in the end, I hope. Oh, here's to hoping, guys. Here's to hoping. Whenever I make a journal, and I have made many, it's just a new adventure every time. Okay, every single time. I'm not all that precise about it. I'm not all too neat with it. It's gonna be what it's gonna be, and that's all there is to it. So, okay, so we'll just clean up those edges in case they're wet. Okay. There we go. Oh my gosh. And it's like if you, well, now it's just got a gunk all over it. But, I mean, okay. So, of course, technically you'd want all that to dry. All right. Okay. So now we have our book. Our book. Okay. I'm actually gonna try to line this up. I don't know what I'm doing next. So we have our spine here, okay? Now this spine is gonna go right in here. Let's line this up on our board. It does kind of help. I mean, I'll be honest with you. It does help if you have a pad that has lines, you know, so you can kind of line everything up. But here's how our spine's gonna go, okay? And then what I did was I made, this is about 1/8 of an inch thick, okay? I made this out of just like cereal box cardboard, and I glued 3 pieces together, okay? Because when you're gonna put your tape on and all that, you want you want a space in between, not that big, but as big as this is, right? So we would line this up, and I'll show you in a second when I get the tape out, okay? But you want this space because that is going to enable your book to close properly, okay? If you had it right like this, it would break, you know? It needs to have room to breathe, okay? All right, let's see if I remember how to do this, because let me tell you, folks, it's been a while. It's probably been, I don't even know, over a year since I've done this. Okay, so bear with me. All right, now I've got my bookbinding tape. Do you need bookbinding tape? No, you don't. Okay, you can use fabric to cover it. Come on, glue. You can use fabric to cover it. You can use canvas to cover it. You can use whatever you want, okay? I like to use bookbinding tape. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my bookbinding tape and I'm going to pull out let's see here. This is, how many inches was it? Like almost 10 or a little more than 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 and a bit, okay? 10 and a quarter, let's say. I would actually extend, if you can even see that. Yeah, you kind of can. Okay. I would extend my tape a few inches to the top and a few inches to the bottom. So I am going to actually cut a piece of tape that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 inches. Okay. Here we go. Wish me luck. All right. Wish me luck. This stuff is super, it's like duct tape, but on steroids. All right. And I have a little thing there that I'm not a fan of, but I think it might be okay. And if it's not, it's, you know, it is what it is. All right, so we're gonna pull this. Super sticky and it's cloth tape, all right? So let's move this aside so that I can pull scooch pooch. That's what I always tell my pup. Scooch pooch. Okay. All right. That's what we need right there, okay? I think. I don't know. Oh my gosh, this stuff is like so sticky. It's not even funny. Okay, so let us see if we can cut this straight-ish. And it's always I don't even know what y'all are seeing. probably a nightmare, but sorry. Okay, we're gonna try to do this kind of straight. Oh, geez, wait. I'm gonna just stick it right there so that I can kind of cut it straight without it. Stick down there, will ya? Yeah, it's like duct tape. It's cloth tape, and it is a bear and a half to cut. Okay, just saying. All right, let's see if we got that. Okay, sorry, that was kind of off camera. Okay, now it's sticking to everything, guys. Oh my gosh. All right, there we go. Okay, there we go. Doesn't matter if it's pretty or not. Okay, now, did I do it properly? Sort of. There's some schmutz on there, which, whatever. Okay, it's almost. All right. Let's... Again, fast forward, folks. Those of you who make junk journals all the time, and let me tell you, like, I make things look so much harder than they need to be. Okay, so here's my 2-inch spine, all right? I'm eyeballing it, which is never a good thing, all right? Never. But I'm going to eyeball it so that it is sort of in the center. All right. Let me hold my breath while I do this. Okay. There we go. All right. Roly-poly. Okay. So now we're going to run that like that, just to make sure that it is stuck. Okay, now I have tape, or now I have paint on my thing. Okay. Oh my gosh, this stuff is just like insane. All right, so now we have the back cover, okay? Here's where this little thing comes in handy, okay? And you can make a bigger one or whatever, but you want to butt it up against your spine, okay? Now, when you go to stick this on, you butt it up against that thing, the little spacer, right? And you kind of make sure, I think that's all right. We're just gonna go like that, okay. And we're gonna stick it down. Okay, now, because so now I have an equidistant amount of space between the spine, okay, and right, the cover. All right, so we're gonna stick that down there. All right, now we're gonna go to this. Hopefully, yeah, make sure everything's right side up. All right, let me just check the camera again, so making sure that you guys can see what I'm doing. Okay, this is so simple. Like, I legit, like, I make it look so much worse than it really is. So I'm gonna put this, butt this up right next to here, okay? And then we're going to line it up with the bottom part, and line it up with the top part. And we're just going to stick it down, okay? And then this, you know, you have the same amount of space, okay, in between. And you need that because you want your book to open and close properly, okay? All right? Okay, are we together, folks? All right. Now, schmutz and all, we're going to take this bottom part. I hope you can see it, yeah? Okay, we're gonna take this bottom part and we're just gonna roll it up, all right? I'm not really into perfection. Okay, I am, but when it comes to the making of a journal, like, you can only do so much, right? Okay, schmutz and all, we're bringing the top down, okay? Again, You do not need bookbinding tape, although I will leave the link below in case you're interested. Oh, I need a bone folder. Oh, I need a bone folder. I know I have one. Okay, we'll just use this one. All right. So we're going to use a bone folder and go in between these creases. Okay. Now noticing that my spine, even though the chipboard was super thick, it, you know, it's not as thick. All right. So there we have it. Oh my gosh. Isn't that a thing of beauty? All right. Now let's look on the other side. Look how gorgeous. Okay, it overlaps a little bit. Okay, let's just see how far it overlaps. It doesn't really matter, honestly. It's like 1, 2, 3/8 of an inch, okay? Overlapping. And now look. Oh my gosh. Is that not a thing of beauty or what? What? Like, okay, that came out famously, all right? And look inside the book. Like, gorgeous papers. The papers are already dried. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. Now we're going to take this heinous tape again. Ugh. I don't like it that, okay, I might try different scissors. I hate to use these because, you know, they're good scissors. But I'm going to, and I hate to waste tape, but I want to see if I can actually like cut it in a straight line. Is that possible, guys? Let's see what happens if we rip it, shall we? I don't know. You saw it here first, right? Ah, but it rips in a semi-straight line, okay? So I'm good. I'm good with that. Now, what we're gonna do is we're going to tear a piece that goes from the top to the bottom, okay? We're not overlapping or anything. We're just going from the top to the bottom, all right? So we're gonna take this, and it does have strings in it because it is cloth tape after all. Okay, let's see. So about there. I'm eyeballing, so sorry. Okay. It does not, again, need to be perfect. I'm tearing it, folks. Oh, oh, that felt nice. Okay. Ah, no! Oh, you guys almost witnessed a travesty. Oh, my heavens to Betsy. All right. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the book this way, and I'm actually going to line this up with this line right here. Will it work? I don't know. Maybe I should line it up with the other one. I don't know, because this is the back of the book. But see how it goes just in between the top and the bottom, okay? Oh, dear Lord. All right. We're doing it, guys. We're doing it. I just want to try to line it up. All right. Might line up on this side, might not. I don't know. I just don't know. We're learning together, folks. We're learning together. All right. It didn't line up quite exactly, but that's okay. All right. Now, let's put it this way. Okay. All right. See that? Ooh, that's a thing of beauty. All right. We're going to roly-poly this bad boy, okay? We're going to use our brayer, and we're just going to make sure that it is adhering, okay? And go up that side, up that side. That bothers the you-know-what out of me. Can you see that? Like, would that bother you? Tell me in the comments. Oh my gosh. I'm a spaz. I know it. I know it. So that's, you know, the first part, right? Admitting. All right. So there we have that. Now we're going to take our bone folder again and see these little creases right here. We're going to just kind of, just ever so gently, you know, dig into those, all right? Ever so gently, ever so gently. Okay. It's nearly seamless. Okay. Nearly. Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay. I like to have it equidistant on the sides now. I mean, actually, like the back side looks so much better than the front side, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Like seriously, I just need to get over myself, quite honestly. All right, we need to cut this little bit off there though. Okay, yeah, we don't need that. All right, now we're going to close the book. We got some schmutz on the back, no big deal. Now, there's only going to be 2 signatures in this, okay? We're going to take our bone folder and we're going to go through the back, okay? This kind of sticks the sticky tape, the bookbinding tape together through that little ravine. I don't know. You don't want to go crazy though, because you don't want to rip the tape. I mean, it's not like, you know, bionicle or anything. It's just, you know. Okay. And see that? Because you put these the little spacers and you just simply make it out of, you make it so that it's like 1/8 of an inch. Okay. Just so you know. Did I say that? You make it so it's 1/8 of an inch. Use a cracker box, use a makeup box, use whatever's in your garbage, okay, to make that. And then there we have it, right? There is the book. Look how sturdy that spine is, okay? Like, super sturdy. Oh, I am so pleased with this, okay? I love that these are kind of, you know, relatively the same because, yeah, while I say it's not perfect and whatever, it does bother me. I just have to say, okay? It's the OCD tendencies in me. But there you have it. There is the book. Front and back covers. There is some kind of schmutz on here. I don't know what it is. Probably from my cutting that, but whatever. All right. These the end papers or whatever they're called are like perfectly matched. Not that perfection matters. It doesn't. But I like it to match up. So that's why I showed you how I measure the front and the back covers. And I always measure them separately, always, because there are imperfections in everything, right? So the back cover might not exactly match the front cover. So in other words, if you're a beginner, okay, like, and you go to measure this part of the book, okay, and you say you cut 2 of these, one of them might not match the front, okay? That's why I measure them separately. Just a little tip for you, okay? But this book is ready, okay? It's ready to have the little eyelet put in. It's ready to start sewing the signatures in. It's perfect. Well, nearly perfect, you know, but I'm loving it. I love the inside papers. These are dry now. No bubbles that I can tell. No nothing. Everything is perfectly smooth. If you wanted to decorate the front cover, you absolutely could. I happen to enjoy the front cover the way it is, so that's the way I'm gonna keep it. But that's it. That's it. Like, yeah. Awesome. Awesome. And then here are my 2 signatures. So these are going to go in here just like this with my newly expanded spine, right? They're going to go in just like that, sewn in the center. And I'll show you how to do that in the next video or perhaps at some point soon. This stuff is hanging over the side. I'm okay with that. It's not a big deal to me, you know, it really, really isn't. And of course, once you get them sewn in there, you know, tightly and all of that, it'll work out famously, right? But look how beautiful those pages are going to look, the florals together and the pinks. And then this is going to be the second signature. So this is how it's going to go in, right? I'll do my measurements and stuff, and of course I'm going to bring you along for that. So these are my measurements. They're probably going to go in something like this, something like that. And yes, there will be a space in the center that's black. I don't care, because these pages are going to get fluffed up with all my journaling, okay? Now, if you wanted to, you could definitely add a beautiful like pocket here, or embellish this some way, shape, or form that you want to. Oh, the florals and the florals. Oh, yes, please. Oh my gosh. That's gonna look so pretty. Yeah. Yeah, so that is how you bind a book, all right? Now, I know I told you that I was probably going to do another journal along with this, and I don't have, I mean, I have it right here, but this has taken long enough just to do this part of it. So I'll probably save that for another video, because I do want to make another Creative Cousins journal. You just, carefully run your bone folder or whatever you've got, right? Make sure you leave those spaces so that the book opens and closes properly, right? And there you have it. That's how you expand a spine. Super, super simple. Do you have to have bookbinding tape? Nope. You can use duct tape. Like I said, you can use the piece of cardboard is particular. Like, you have to have a piece of cardboard for your spine. But as far as attaching them together, you don't need bookbinding tape. I will leave it listed below, but you could always, like I said, you could glue a piece of fabric on the top of it. You can do whatever you want. I have an affinity for black spines, so I probably won't do anything with this other than leave it just like this. But if you can see, like, this is super sturdy, and it's not going anywhere, Okay, so the next video that will be coming up is actually, I do believe, binding the signatures in here. I'll show you how to measure it out and how I do it. There are many different ways to put your signatures in, but I'll show you how I do it. And yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get this bad boy fixed up. But that's gonna look super pretty, florals, pinks, pink. Oh, I love pink. And then it will end up looking somewhat like that, right? In the end. So fabulous. Okay, I'm really pleased with that. I know it took longer than it should have. Yeah, but that's how I do it. And it's super simple, super simple. You can use duct tape, canvas, fabric, paper, whatever you want to put these together, okay? To add a spine, extend a spine, to bring your journal covers together and have a bigger book, right? Because when I'm done filling that journal, it will sit on my shelf just like this, okay? It'll be all fat with yummy goodness, and yeah, it'll be perfect. Yep. Okay, so we're all ready for the next step. So the next step would be sewing in the signatures. So I hope you'll stick around for that. That will be next Friday. Thank you so much for sharing your time with me. I hope you learned something. If you're new to journaling, if you're not, I hope you just fast forwarded and, weren't bored to tears. So yeah, thank you again for your time and sharing it with me. I know it's precious. Time is precious. So I thank you so much for taking your time to watch this. I hope you're enjoying this series. All the links will be below to the playlists and whatnot. And yeah, have a great day and a great rest of your week. And I'll talk to y'all soon. Oh no, it would be, because these come out on Friday, it would be have a great weekend. Yes, have a great weekend. And I'll talk to y'all real soon. Bye for now.